really the family is on their search for justice.
The family for Eishia Hudson has filed a civil claim for wrongful death and neglect almost 2 years after the 16-year-old was shot and killed by a Winnipeg police officer. The law firm representing the Hudson family announced the civil claim through a news release Wednesday saying, quote, "The unnamed police officers who drew their weapons are named as defendants in the claim for acts of recklessness, carelessness, and negligence that resulted in the death of Eishia." They go on to say Chief of Police Danny Smythe is included in the suit for failing to adequately address the problem of systemic racism in the service, specifically towards Indigenous people. None of the allegations have been proven in court. Danielle Morrison, co-counsel for the family of Eishia, tells City News there are many challenges faced in the case.
There have been limited videos that have been made available to us. We know that the street camera that was functioning for 365 days out of the rest of the year happened to just only shut down for the few hours that it would have captured what had actually happened.
It all started on April 8, 2020, with an alleged theft from a liquor mart in Sage Creek. At the time, police say multiple suspects were driving a stolen vehicle and were attempting to escape from pursuing officers. This led to a destructive chase that ended at La Jamodier Boulevard and Fermor Avenue when an officer fired at the driver. The driver was later identified as Hudson. The civil claim points out the police officer who shot Hudson identified her as a, quote, teenage Indigenous male before firing from close range. Morrison believes racism plays a key role in this case.
The officer did not have to submit to interviews. In fact, they prepared a written statement accounting all the details that had happened during the incident and actually admitted that he or she, because we don't know anything about this officer, identified Eishia as being Indigenous and then pulled the trigger.
Eishia Hudson's father, William Hudson, also commented in the release calling for accountability and feels if Eishia wasn't recognized as being Indigenous by the police officer, she might be alive today. Since the matter is before the courts, Winnipeg police are not commenting on the matter. Manitoba's police watchdog investigated and recommended no charges be laid in the case. An inquest into Hudson's death was called last year and is unresolved. Morrison hopes this case creates change within the Winnipeg Police Service.
It's been decades of Indigenous people being killed at the hands of the police force and the police state. And frankly, we just can't afford to lose any more lives.
In Winnipeg, Alex Karpa, City News.